Are you prepared for what's about to happen in your state? Because 10 states are about to collapse economically, and many Americans will be left behind. The United States economy is facing a major shift, and this change will impact each state differently. Some states have already felt the initial shock waves of this economic earthquake, while others seem poised to experience the full force of the coming crisis. But which states are these? And why should you care? Whether you live there or not, it has time to pay attention because no one will come to save you when the next recession officially hits. And that's exactly what we're going to expose today. In this video, we're going to look at 10 states that may face an economic collapse very soon. This ranking is based on a combination of factors such as high poverty rates, low employment numbers, low education levels, and an over-reliance on industries that are in decline. It's important to note that this isn't a judgment on the people living in these states, but rather an analysis of the economic challenges they face. Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out which state tops our list. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can stay updated on all things economics. Number 10, Kentucky. Kentucky has struggled with poverty and inequality for decades. Despite its natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, the Bluegrass State ranks last in several key areas that contribute to overall well-being, including healthcare, education, and income. According to data from the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 17% of Kentucky residents live below the poverty line, which is significantly higher than the national average of 12.8%. What makes this particularly alarming is that child poverty rates in Kentucky stand at nearly 30%, meaning that almost 1 in 3 children in the state lives in poverty. This stark reality reflects a deep-rooted issue of income inequality that has persisted for generations. Number 9. Oklahoma. Oklahoma's economy has long been dominated by the oil and gas industry. While this has brought some prosperity to the state in the past, it has also made Oklahoma particularly vulnerable to fluctuations in energy prices. In recent years, the oil price collapse has resulted in significant job losses and decreased state revenue. Moreover, Oklahoma's social safety net programs are woefully underfunded, leaving many residents without the necessary support to get back on their feet. The state consistently ranks among the worst in the nation for access to affordable health care, which only exacerbates these issues further. If things continue down this path, Oklahoma could very well face an economic collapse that leaves many of its residents struggling to survive. Number 8. Arkansas. Arkansas is another southern state grappling with severe poverty and limited opportunities. Despite its natural resources and strategic location, Arkansas has consistently ranked among the poorest states in the nation, with a poverty rate of nearly 19. It's clear that many Arkansans are struggling to make ends meet. Furthermore, the state's educational attainment is among the lowest in the country, which contributes to a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. The lack of access to quality education and job training programs means that many residents are ill-equipped to secure well-paying jobs and advance economically without intervention. This trend could continue, leading to a potential economic collapse in Arkansas. Number 7. West Virginia. West Virginia's economy has historically relied heavily on the coal mining industry. However, the decline of the coal market has had a devastating impact on the state's finances and its residents' well-being. As coal mines have closed and jobs have disappeared, West Virginia has seen a surge in poverty and unemployment. The state's infrastructure has suffered from a lack of investment, and its population has dwindled as young people seek better opportunities elsewhere. West Virginia's opioid epidemic has also contributed to the state's economic woes, draining resources and tearing families apart. If things don't change, West Virginia could be on a path to total economic collapse. Number 6. New Mexico. New Mexico is another state that is highly susceptible to economic collapse. The land of enchantment has long struggled with issues such as high poverty rates, low educational attainment, and limited economic opportunities. These issues have been exacerbated in recent years by the state's over-reliance on the federal government for funding. As the federal government tightens its purse strings, New Mexico is left with less money to invest in its residents and infrastructure. Additionally, New Mexico's geographic isolation and lack of diversity in its economy make it difficult to attract new businesses and industries. Without a diversified economy and a more educated workforce, New Mexico risks descending into chaos. Number 5. Mississippi. Mississippi has long been plagued by poverty and inequality. The Magnolia State has consistently ranked among the poorest in the nation, with a poverty rate of nearly 20. The state's economy is dominated by jobs in sectors such as agriculture and tourism, which offer little in the way of financial stability or upward mobility. Mississippi's educational system is also among the worst in the country, which contributes to a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. Without significant investment in education and job training, Mississippi could face an economic collapse that leaves its residents struggling to survive. Number 4, Alabama. The Yellowhammer State has struggled with poverty and inequality for decades. Despite its rich history and cultural significance, Alabama ranks among the lowest states when it comes to key indicators of economic wealth, such as income, education, and access to health care. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 17% of Alabama's residents live below the poverty line, significantly higher than the national average. This troubling statistic highlights the extent of economic hardship faced by many Alabamians who are unable to meet their basic needs. Despite living in a state with a relatively low cost of living. Furthermore, Alabama's educational attainment is among the lowest in the nation, limiting the economic opportunities available to its residents. Without substantial improvements in education and job training, Alabama could face an economic collapse that exacerbates these already dire conditions. Number 3, Louisiana. The Pelican State is another southern state grappling with severe economic challenges. Louisiana's poverty rate is among the highest in the nation, with approximately 19% of its residents living below the poverty line. The state's economy has been devastated by the decline of the oil and gas industry and the loss of manufacturing jobs. Additionally, Louisiana's unique geography, which includes a large portion of the Mississippi Delta, makes it highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, including rising sea levels and more frequent natural disasters. The state's aging infrastructure and limited access to broadband internet service further exacerbate these issues, making it challenging for Louisiana to attract new businesses and industries. If things continue down this path, Louisiana could face an economic collapse that leaves many of its residents without the resources they need to thrive. Number 2, South Carolina. South Carolina has long struggled with economic inequality and limited opportunities. Despite its rich history and cultural significance, the Palmetto State ranks among the lowest in the nation when it comes to key indicators of economic well-being, such as income, education, and access to health care. Approximately 17% of South Carolina's residents live below the poverty line, a stark reminder of the financial struggles faced by many in the state. Moreover, South Carolina's educational attainment is among the lowest in the country, limiting the economic opportunities available to its residents. If the state fails to invest in education and job training, South Carolina could face an economic collapse that exacerbates these already dire conditions. Number 1, Tennessee. Last but certainly not least, Tennessee is another state that is highly susceptible to economic collapse. The volunteer state has grappled with poverty and inequality for decades. Despite its natural beauty and vibrant cities like Nashville and Memphis, Tennessee ranks among the lowest states when it comes to key indicators of economic well-being. Approximately 16% of Tennessee's residents live below the poverty line. That's higher than the national average. Furthermore, Tennessee's educational attainment is among the lowest in the country, which contributes to a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. If things don't change, Tennessee could face an economic collapse that leaves many of its residents struggling to get by. Well, folks, that's all for today's video. We hope you found it informative and insightful. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and share it with your friends and family. We would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the video, so please feel free to drop them below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one!